Q Talk, and this is the breaking news Wahala segment. And today on Q Talk, we'll be talking about a very horrific story that happened in Katsina State, Nigeria, where 7 men raped a 17-year-old boy. Now, this story, it has the police spokesman, Ishal Gabo, was the one who released the statement to pressmen and told pressmen that they've apprehended 2 out of the suspects, and 5 of them were still at large. That they had carnal knowledge of a 17-year-old boy. According to the 17-year-old boy, because he narrated the experience, he said one of them that actually took him and took him to like a secluded area and said if he doesn't threaten him with a knife, that he should take off his pants. And they had carnal knowledge of him, all 7 of them, taking turns in raping him, because we'll call it rape. That's what it is, sexually assaulting him. And the boy actually reported this crime to the police, and the police has been able to apprehend 2 out of them, yes, 2 out of them, and the remaining 5 are still at large. And that's the story. And this same Katsina State, we should not also forget that this was the same Katsina State in January 22, 2021. This year alone, 4 men were also arrested from Kofa quarters. They were arrested from Kofa quarters for allegedly defying for 5 boys too, 5 underage boys from the age of 16 to 10. It's the same Katsina State. And also in the same Katsina, on May 12, 2021, Muhammadu Aliu, a 41-year-old man from Abattoir quarters, was arrested for defying an underage too. And he said why he was doing this, according to what he told the police, he said he was doing this because of a native, or like a charm. It was fetish, it was voodoo. And the person who gave him, the herbalist who gave him the charm, said that he has to be doing this for the charm to be renewed, and that anything he told any politician or any political head or any big man, the person would do it without question. And this was a charm, and so he had to do it all the rest of his life because he was a charm. These are all from just one state alone. There are other stories too about pedophilia and child sexual assault in many other states, in many other regions, but we'd like to use this one as a focus. I've given you guys a rundown of different states. So Chime, I would like to just officially introduce the show. My name is Marvelous Achafu Kilichi. I'm reporting live from Lagos, Nigeria, and we have Chimerezi Henry, all the way from Toronto, Canada. Chimerezi, welcome. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you, Mr. Marvelous. And how are you doing?
I'm doing very well. So we know again, so Katsina is in the news for today. And basically, the major story is a child being molested. What is your take on it? So is there anything I forgot from this story that you kind of would like to add to the story? And what is your take on this entire story?
No, you've said the whole story from beginning to the end, and yeah, it's a very sad story. It's Katsina yet again on the news, and I feel like these days now the story comes so often that it becomes kind of becoming like a normal thing to hear this kind of things, and like the sympathy, the empathy is gradually fading away from this story. I want us to still know that one, this is a rape case that has happened, and the victim is under so much pressure right now. And thank God, like the police in Katsina State is working. This is an upgrade from the following news we normally had. You know, when we had the Kano one, we didn't have no names. It wasn't on media, but like this news one, it got a report from the police. It got a report from the press. Vanguard was able to report this story. Vanguard was able to report the story. Certainly, 5 suspects have already been caught, and this is the best part of the news that
they said two are caught, 5 are still at large.
2 are caught and 5 are still. At least this is a progress from where we used to be. This is far better than nothing. That is all I can say. This is far better than nothing. This is a step forward, and people are just wicked.
So just for me, I would just like to add this. When I looked at their age, 51 is 50, and I think the other is 40 years old, and it calls into play, I begin to question sanity. Like in this society, are people really sane? There are some things that happen. I know people tend to blame anything, even they blame sexual orientation on youthful exuberance and just you trying to explore. And I've seen some people to come stupidly and blame rape, because I tell people that sexual orientation is something that is there, it's a genuine cause. Being queer, it's a genuine thing. But when it becomes pedophilia and child sexual assault, we'll continue to call it out, we'll continue to stand against it, because it has no place in the community. It is rubbish, it is foolishness. We know there are many community members that go about it, will continue to hate us because we will continue to say the truth. Whether they like it or not, we will speak to power, will not be intimidated. If you are going about in the name of converting, you are molesting people in the name of converting. Some people will call it some stupid word now. They will say they are helping them discover themselves. And it was girly now. I remember one of the comments I saw on this on the post when it came to a kind of WhatsApp group when I was talking about it, and somebody said, for him to be able to take 7 people, that means it's a power button. Only a power button can take 7 people at all. That is senseless. That's foolishness. Because we continue to call us some people, they come under the umbrella of being community members, come under the umbrella of being LGBTQI members, but they are just pure molesters, pure pedophiles, pure sexual assaulters. They should be dealt with. They should face the law. I would long for a country where people, if you molest an underage, you should be castrated. You should be put to the sword. Many countries are doing a very fantastic idea. People might come, we might not want to talk about it, but it's the truth. We need to talk about it. Look at the story of Anambra. A very shameful thing. You were molesting a child, an underage boy. Not only could you stop there, not only could you did not even set your conscience, you are not bothered. You started passing into your friends. You passed into your friend, rather one of your friends, like a football this thing. And this is the same story we are seeing here. How can 7 people have a carnal knowledge with just one person? It calls into question. These are things that we should really, really talk about. It's a very disturbing thing. I'm disturbed in my spirit. And whether you like it or not, things like this are the things that set LGBTQI community movement 10 steps backward. They sent the activism. They almost even shattered the entire activism that we're talking about. They even call the people will even begin to question it. When you say LGBTQI activism, like what they say LGBTQI plus. Now, what is the plus for? Does the plus also include pedophile? Does the plus also include incest? Or the people will begin to keep having this back and forth. And because of bad stories like this, and we should continue to call them out and make people understand that please do not portray the LGBTI community member in the wrong light. You are not, if I would not call these people LGBTI community members, I will call them pedophiles, sexual assaulters, and should go and face their crime. I should face their crime. And LGBT, I tell people, LGBT NGOs that deal with the queer community, they should begin to speak more about this and speak on topics like this. When they even hear topics like this, they should even help the government get justice against these people fast. If they truly committed the crime, if it's not a setup, because we know sometimes it might be a setup, it might be lies. But if it's true and there's verifiable evidence and the person confessed that true, they should help them get a conviction against these people. Because people should be flushed out. We don't, it's almost becoming like a thing. When pastors and people against LGBTI community members, when they climb on the altar, when they climb on stages, what they talk about is, oh, they want to recruit our children, they want to convert our children, they want to take over our children. And it's something that we need to counter this notion, this bad notion that is spreading. Stories like this is just something that just makes me sad and makes me just want to even explode sometimes. This is so wrong in all aspects. And they should be called as, they should be castrated, they should be dealt with. The full force of law should come upon them. So, Chimeze, what would you like to add any other thing?
No, you've totally said everything. You've said it all. Yes, we need to, one, help those the authorities investigate the matters. Two, like my brothers has rightfully said, we need to bring good reputation. And the funny thing is that whenever such stories come up, they address it as the whole LGBTQ community. You're getting, they forget that these people are not part of the community. Pedophiles are not part, unless I'm getting it wrong, are pedophiles part of the LGBTQ community? We need to very, very distance ourselves from pedophiles. We need to very, very much help those in authority to uncover the evil that have been done by these people. And that's it.
And that's just it for me, because I would just like to also add that some people would come, want to accuse us, want to insult us, because I know some people, somebody will even come and say, talk about everything about the LGBTI community member. That's one thing about you we talk. We are going to be you. We are going to say truth to power. Some people might not like what I'm about to say. They'll say, oh, don't try and do this thing. You should, there's no time for sugarcoating it, because it's becoming a big problem. If you come outside to advocate, or you come outside you are pouring out your heart, coming out to say the challenges of the LGBTI community members, somebody will just bring up a story like this. And before you know, you are shattered. Before you know, anybody in the room will be like, they will start saying that, oh, is this what really happened? Jesus, how did this happen? And before you know, they start to question you. Like, why did you speak about this? If truly these people are not part of you, you don't condone this, why didn't you guys come outside and condemn this? No, this is not part of us. And I feel like that's one thing that we need to do. Our activism should be honored. When we see somebody that's trying to stain the LGBTI community or any story that we want to cause like a kind of stain or set us backward in LGBTQI advocacy, we should speak against. We say no, this story will not stand. This story is not for us. This is not the way we behave. Our character is different. We are decent people. We are God-fearing people. We are God-loving people. We are people that go about with maintaining our businesses. We don't go about recruiting children. We don't go about converting. We don't go about trying to look for what to destroy or people's discipline destroy in the name of converting. Because it has become like a big notion. I go on many groups and it's almost seeming like the new normal. Where I help the person to discover his sexual orientation. He just had it in him. I just helped him explore. I was exploring. All these
To
things
be
are rubbish.
honest,
They're
like
wrong.
I've not to be sorry to cut you short, but to be honest, this is the first time I'm hearing like such talk. But I kind of feel that's part of the Nigerian LGBTQ community because like here there are already laws against that, so it doesn't happen rapidly. The only thing that happens is when people get raped or get sex for money. But like yeah, this is so appalling to hear. And coming from you, hearing that people in group settings do in what is the word, do allow such thing or endorse such words and such behavior is a no. We need to separate ourselves. We need to make a clear distinction that sex in the LGBTQ community is between two consenting adults. Two consenting adults. A no is a no, and a 17, 16, whatever down the line is a no. We need to make this clear in all our advocacy. We need to make this clear in all our campaigns. We need to make what we stand for right. Like a billboard right in the front of the people so that they know that this is who we are and these people are not part of our community. Rapists,
Thank you
molesters
very, thank
are
you very
not
much.
part of our community.
I just want to add, and I'm even happy. One thing again, thank God I remembered. And I'm happy that Apple now, the iOS, want to launch a kind of a new software in the Apple device where if you have child pornography, you get child pornography, Apple gets triggered. They see it. When the thing comes to your iCloud, they get notified and they can be able to verify that, oh, somebody just had somebody is exchanging child pornography. I know there have been cases, it's almost like a debate that's ongoing online. So people are saying, what about their privacy? That we need to question Apple, that this violates privacy, that what if government gets into it, what if this and that, what if, yes, and we know that there's an issue of privacy. Apple has assured that nothing will happen. It's also easy to curb child pornography and child internet this thing, because it shows that it's true. Imagine the other time when they busted the darknet, a boys' room. What was that? The boys' room. I'm trying to get a boys' room, and they busted it. They had 500,000 subscribers in just one country, Germany alone. Just one country had millions of subscribers, but just in one country, they had 500,000 subscribers, 500,000 people watching child pornography. And we begins to call into act. Where are we truly heading with this? There needs to be stiffer laws. There needs to be stiffer punishment. There needs to be a kind of higher deadness in covering this thing. Because before you know it will become like a new normal, like a new culture. And for people will say, oh, you can't blame them. And that's how it is now. It's people's orientation. It's not an orientation. It's an animal behavior. It's almost like a curse. I will not even call it a curse because I don't like using curse now. It's a sickness that you can get treatment for. There are many ways you can get treatment. You can go and reduce your testosterone level. Reduce your testosterone level so that you can stop getting sexual urges. Or you can go for psychotherapy, go for psychiatric therapy and get help. And this is the right thing to do, and not to believe
Sorry
that
to
we
cut you
should
short.
sugarcoat it.
Sometimes I still wonder, I'm like, do people really have, like, I don't get it. Honestly, like, I'm trying to process it in my brain. I'm trying to, like, but I don't get it. People, wait, people see children and be like,
I'd be like, oh, I don't know what on the. I don't know. Sometimes I don't understand. I would look at it as, is it just madness? Is it just madness? What really turns on? What really comes? It's just stupidity. Sometimes I will look at that what is the, so as low as 3, as low as 5, and just the madness needs to stop. The madness just needs to stop. And for me, I will just say it again that for me, I'm happy the police have stepped into this. I hope justice prevails and they get justice for that child. And we will continue to stand there and stand on the part of justice, stand on the side of truth, and begin to call out any LGBTI community member, any community member doing rubbish. We'll continue to call you out and say that enough is enough. if the LGBTI community member that even was doing it to children, and not children underage, I will call them teenagers, he was lucky that by then there was no Kiwi talk. If there was Kiwi talk, he would have had his own share, would have brought him on the show.
It doesn't even
and
matter.
talked
Even
about.
by then, there was no Q talk. We will still talk about the matter because, like, our history help us. Our history, or rather, our past help us to become a better person in the future. So we'll still go back. We'll talk about that matters. And from this story, at least, thank God there is a progress. That's the one thing I'm grateful for. We still need to go back to having our own news media, having these stories, and having our own LGBT special, not really special, but having our own LGBT kind of private investigation on this matter so that we can know the true lie. Because, like, now we only know from the police, we don't know the suspect, we don't know the other people, so that we can have a full story, we can have a fair media when it comes to LGBTQ related matters. You're getting, so that when the media says it's a 17 years old, we are sure it's a 17 years old, but we're sure that they're not just making these stories up. We are sure that all these people who are being called LGBTQ members are even LGBTQ members, because there are some people, when they commit stupid things or they go on stupid rampage, they just come out and say, I'm queer, as if it is an identity for crazy folks.
For animals, that's the right word. And that's how we can go on and on about, but different stories like this, once they come out, we continue to unfold them. One thing about the community is that we would talk about the harms done on the community members. We are here to speak truth to power. We talk about the suffering of LGBTI community members and the reason why we deserve freedom, the reason why we deserve equity, the reason why we deserve justice. But we're also going to call out community members who also do wrong and put them on the spotlight and say, what you did is wrong. You do not represent the community in any way. And that's our offering on Kiwi Talk for this episode. Thank you guys for watching. Check listen to us on Spotify. Search Kiwi Talk on Spotify and listen to every of our episode on Spotify. Don't forget to subscribe, and remember, every Friday, we have a special program called Sex Education, running from 11 a.m. to 11:30 p.m. Nigerian time. That is live stream. It's live, but it's also going to be on the YouTube channel in case you miss it. So please join us live, because it's going to be interesting. Giveaways are going to happen. So next episode, don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe now so that you don't miss